Hey there, Ashley Fields here with Fields Accounting Firm, and I am going to help you prepare for your 2023 taxes. So, this video is for all filing statuses, whether you are filing single, head of household, married filing separate, married filing jointly, or even widow. This video is for you. On the screen here is actually our personal tax checklist that we have in house. And this is what we provide directly to our clients to ensure they do not miss any important tax documents before they make their actual tax appointment. So you're in luck. You don't necessarily have to be an accountant of Fields Accounting Firm. We are actually going to provide this tax checklist for free. And I'll be sure to include the link on where to download this tax checklist in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the personal tax checklist is actually a total of 5 pages. And we're going to kind of quickly skim through the first page because a lot of this information is for our in-house clients. And this is where they will actually upload their documents into our portal, but we also provide advice on that they need to download their wage and account transcript directly from the IRS website. And so if you have not created an account with the Internal Revenue Service, I highly suggest that you do, because once you download your wage and account tax transcript, you will be able to see what income sources has reported to the federal government, or better yet known as the Internal Revenue Service. So this can also help you ensure that you include all of your documents on your tax return. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip through the first page because I really just wanted to point out the wage tax transcript, that you should download from the Internal Revenue Service. Okay, so let's go right into the second page. The second page is just a list of all the documents that you will need to provide us. So number one, we have your W-2s. And of course, you will select here under the completed section. You'll just put a check mark that you provided that document. This helps us understand what documents are to be included on your tax return. So it actually helps both of us, okay? It helps you make sure that you include the document, and it helps us to make sure that we actually file the document, okay? So number one is the W-2. Number two is any 1099s. This includes any interest or dividends that you receive from your banks. You want to make sure that you log into your bank account to see if there is any available 1099 interest or dividends available for tax year 2023. And then number three is your total medical expenditures or medical coverage. This is not to include any employer-sponsored medical plans. And so this is only for any out-of-pocket medical insurance, such as Marketplace, okay? So you want to make sure that you include all insurance premiums, any out-of-pocket expenses, whether that be medical or dental, any prescriptions. You can also itemize this on your tax return. You can also itemize any ad valorem tax and any mortgage interest or property taxes that you've paid out of pocket for 2023. This includes your own property, or maybe you paid property taxes or mortgage interest for maybe your parent or a loved one. You can actually itemize this information as well. Number five is total interest paid. Like I mentioned before, that's your mortgage interest, any investment interest, bank statement interest, and any sale of stock. So that form is actually called the 1099-B, which is your brokerage statement. So depending on who your broker is, whether that's Robinhood or TD Ameritrade, just to name a few, you'll be able to log into your account and download your 1099-B. This will show if you have a capital gains loss or a capital gains for the tax year 2023. Number seven is your total charitable contributions. This is to be included on the Schedule A. This is where you itemize your deduction. So if maybe you tie to a church, your church should have provided you a statement to include what you contributed for tax year 2023. Or maybe you have a favorite charity that you donate to that charity will need to provide you a statement for you to itemize on your tax return. Alrighty, so now we are at number 8. This includes all business and rental income and expenses. So if you are either a sole proprietor or you just need to utilize a Schedule C, you need to be able to complete and include all of your business income and business expenses. Now, if you rent out a room in your home or you manage a rental property, you want to make sure that you include all rental income and rental expenses. So the business income and expenses are claimed on the Schedule C, and any rental income and rental expenses are claimed on the Schedule E. So two different forms, but nevertheless, you want to make sure that you're able to collect and compile all of your income and all of your expenses. Okay. So number 10, this is for personal real estate transactions. So maybe you sold your home. You want to include your sales agreement, any documents that your real estate agent provided you that includes the purchase price of your home and the sales price of your home. Separately, if you made any capital improvements on your home, maybe while you were occupying the home, you replaced a furnace or the roof or the windows, and you provide some type of solar energy to the home before selling it, you want to make sure that you compile all of your receipts because you're actually able to claim this against any capital gains of the sale of your home, any equity, okay? Alrighty, so number 11, we kind of already covered this under what number was that? Number 8, but I put it separate because under your rental property income, or even if you own a home, you will receive a form called a 1098 from your mortgage company. On your 1098 form, it will show your property taxes that you've paid out of pocket or any mortgage interest that you've paid out of pocket. Now, if your 1098 form does not include the property taxes that you've paid for the year and you are for sure that you pay out of pocket property taxes, well, then you'll need to just go to your county. Maybe you can log into your account to download any statements that's available for tax year 2023. All righty. So number 12 is K1s. So if you are a part of maybe a partnership or corporations that's considered a S corp, after you file your partnership tax return or even your corporation tax return, it will produce what's called a K1. Okay. You need to include this K1 on your personal tax return because this is actually considered pass through income. If you are not familiar with what pass through income is, be sure to go to the channel section under my on my channel under entrepreneurial, and you'll actually see a video where I actually talk about S corporations. And there is where I give a description on what a pass through income is. But you are to file that K1 on your personal tax return. Okay. So be sure to include all K1s. Number 13 is any prior state income tax refunds that you received. You're actually able to claim this on your tax return. So, depending if you are utilizing the same accountant as last year, you don't necessarily have to include this information because our tax softwares and pretty much every tax software out there is able to keep prior your information. Anything that's to be transferred to the future year will still remain on the software. But if you are utilizing a new accounting office, at the very least, be sure to also provide your 2022 or even your prior year tax return, depending on what tax year that you are filing. Okay. All righty, right under that question, that's where I asked, did we prepare your return last year? You'll say yes or no. Okay. And then let's go to number 14. This is where we discuss your retirement contributions. So maybe you have a Roth IRA or just a traditional IRA. You are actually able to write off your contributions for the tax year. And here's one thing that I want to make mention of because a lot of people are not aware, but you are able to still, even in the whole 2024 tax year, you are able to still contribute to your Roth plan or your IRA before the actual 2024 tax deadline. So that's April 18th, 2024, I believe, 15th or 18th. 2024. I should know that by heart, but they keep changing the dates and there's all kinds of stuff going on with legislature right now. But anyways, you are able to still contribute to your retirement plan and still be able to claim that contribution on your 2023 tax return. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go to number 15. This is your advanced child tax payments. This is actually over and done with, but I still include it because I still have clients, even new clients that reach out to me that haven't filed in a couple of years, and maybe they need to file 2020 or 2021 or 2022. But this is why this is still there. So if you are up to date on your tax returns, and you're just filing 2023, then you can actually skip number 15 and 16. Okay. All righty. Let's go to number 17. You want to also be sure to attach all driver's license of the persons that's filing that will be present on the tax return. So if you are filing married jointly, you want to make sure that you include both driver's license. Okay. Of course, if you're filing single or filing married separate, then you just need the one driver's license, which is the person who's actually signing the tax return. Number 18 is to attach all Social Security cards of everyone that's going to be present on the tax return. This includes even based on the single, head of household, filing jointly. You want to include the Social Security cards and then also the Social Security cards of your dependents. Now, I have clients that are repeat year after year. And so, as long as their driver's license is not expired, or I'm pretty much familiar after year 2, year 1 of who's going to return. But if there's not a new baby or, and their dependents remain the same, I typically don't request any additional, any new driver's licenses or social security cards. Okay. All righty, let's go to letter A right under number 18. And this is where we collect your information. Like I mentioned before, if you are an existing client, I typically don't need this information. This is more so for new clients. We are located here in Georgia, but we have clients in all 50 states. And so if you are looking for an accountant, then we can actually still service you virtually. So we can file your taxes via Google Meet or Zoom. So we're licensed to work in all 50 states. And so letter A is just us requesting information on your address because we want to make sure that your mailing address is correct when we file your tax return. In the event that you need to receive some letter from the IRS or even from your state, we want to make sure that your address is correct. Because oftentimes, because people do move often, the address located on your 1099 or even your W-2 may or may not be accurate or up to date. So we would rather for you to include this information on the tax checklist, okay? Number B is, are you blind or disabled? These are actually questions that we will ask you while filing your tax return. So they're kind of required. All right, so let's go to number C. Now, this is more so information about your dependents. We want to know their name, their birth date, their social security number, or their ITIN, or any type of net income that they have, any investment income. Maybe they operate a YouTube channel or have some type of side business. We have to make sure we claim this information on the tax return. Number 19 is your direct deposit information to include your routing number and your account number. Direct deposit is the fastest way to receive your refund. And that's why we ensure that your address is correct, because in the event that you enter your routing number wrong, or we make a mistake and enter your routing number information wrong, God forbid, we want to make sure that your mailing address is correct, because in the event that this information is wrong, the IRS is going to automatically, once that money bounces back to them, they're going to mail you a check in the mail, and it's pretty fast. I've rarely seen a client not receive their refund within a week after noticing that their direct deposit details is incorrect. But we're going to make sure that this is not the case, because we repeat the numbers over and over, and we're all about sharing our screens so that you can see what we are filing on your tax return, and so that you can be a second look, because you know your information better than we do in terms of, your routing number and your social and address. Okay. So we're full transparency, and we want you to see everything that we are filing on your tax return, and to answer any questions that you may have. Okay. um, right under the number 19, where we talk about the routing number and the account number, we want to know how many days, including vacation, non-work partial days, were you present in the United States. And this information really does matter, because this determines whether you are filing a U.S. tax return or if you are filing a non-resident tax return. All right, and this is just information, notes from the accountant. We're talking about completing the checklist and blah, blah, blah. But if you download the checklist, you'll be able to see this information. But for the sake of this video and just getting straight to the point, it's not important that I read this to you. And that's pretty much it. The tax checklist is only 5 pages, and it's straight to the point, just like this video. So page 5 includes a complete list of deductions and credits. And so oftentimes we have clients that want to know, like, hey, do I qualify for this? And so this last page actually introduces to you all of the deductions and credits that are out there. And so what we like for you to do is to either circle the deduction or credit that you're interested in, or to see if you qualify for, or maybe you're letting us know that you qualify for this and you want to make sure that we don't miss this. This last page is a guide for both of us. It ensures that you let us know that you're interested in this, and to see if you qualify. And it also helps us to ensure that we don't miss it as well. Okay. Even on this last page, we actually list all of the tax documents that is available, just to ensure that you don't get audited, or you don't receive any tax letters from the IRS stating that you've missed a document or you've underreported. Okay. So we list the W-2, the 1099-B, the 1099 dividend statement, retirement interest, any gambling income, 1099 miscellaneous, Social Security, your mortgage document, maybe you're in school, your K-1, and last but not least, which is the marketplace form, which is called the 1095-A. We can't even, no accounting office can actually e-file your tax return if you have a marketplace insurance, but you did not include the 1095-A. It will actually automatically be rejected. And the reason why is because your marketplace insurance is actually connected to what's called the premium tax credit. And so a lot of people are having to pay back money from the marketplace if they are above the what's called a federal poverty line. But I'll actually make a separate video going into more detail on that. But this video just for the sake of helping you prepare for the 2023 tax season. Okay. So like I mentioned before, the earlier part of this video, I will actually include the link on where to actually download this tax checklist for free. Be sure to comment below if you have any additional questions about this video, or even just preparing for your taxes that you want to ask me about. Like, hey, Ashley, what about this? I would love to answer your question more directly in the comment section. And be sure to subscribe and like this video for more accounting tips. And until next time, take care.